Hello and welcome to another Curtis Talks. My name is CurtisDoesADig, and right now it is March 25th, 2024. It is 12:15 p.m. Pacific time, and it is a beautiful day here in Southern California. I just got back from a trip up to the mountains with my church. It was a lot of fun. We went up to Mount Pally, and that was a lot of fun. It's in Running Springs, California, and we got snow, which that's the first time really I've ever seen snow in person. My parents will kind of say otherwise. They'll say that you know when you were little, you saw snow when you took a trip with, your cousins and your aunt. And I'm like, yeah, but does that really count considering I don't really remember it considering how young I was? But, they're very insistent that, well, I mean, you have before. No, I don't count that. So this was the first time I had ever like been in the snow that I remember. And it was amazing. I have always wanted to go up to the snow. I begged my parents when we were little, and they would always say like, "Oh yeah, we should definitely do it. We should make plans to go do that because I really want to do it as well." And going off of how I said this is the first time I've ever seen snow in person, you can kind of tell how that went. They're very like, yeah, let's do it, and then we never did. And it's not their fault. They were just always really busy with work and other things. Like we were in a bunch of youth groups or other activities, and it really just took up a lot of time. They worked full time, and they had four kids to take care of, so there was a lot for them to do. So I mean, they're hardly to blame for that. That's just how it happened. But I got to see snow for the first time, and it was amazing. I had always hoped to see it, and it was everything that I imagined and more. I made some snow angels. I tried to make a snowman, but I didn't bring any gloves, which, my bad, my bad. I didn't really realize it was going to be snowing. I knew it was going to be cold. I didn't know it was going to snow. But it was so amazing. I was so happy, and I truly feel blessed to have been able to. It's going to be a new core memory. But, while I was there was a lot of youth, um, and they really enjoyed the snow as well, and I enjoyed it with them. But then there was a lot of, like, kind of the older gentlemen, kind of the older men who were not crabby about there being snow, but they they didn't have the same like wonder that I had. Which maybe that's fair. Maybe they've experienced snow like that before, and it's nothing new to them, right? Where it's new to me, it's not new to them, and so why would they have that sort of childlike wonder that I had? But that ultimately got me thinking because I don't want to lose that sort of childlike wonder. I actually go through a lot of my day, and when I go for walks throughout the day, I still have that childlike wonder. I've walked around my neighborhood hundreds of times, and every single time I walk with this sense of wonder and this sense of beauty in the world. And so the title of this Curtis Talks is, I mean, it's pretty straightforward. It's Play in the Snow. That's what I'm titling this one, Play in the Snow. And this goes beyond just my trip up to the mountain. This goes beyond just about actually, literally playing in the snow, and is more along the lines of trying to keep that childlike sense of wonder and that childlike sense of beauty, having that perspective that there's beauty everywhere. Like, have you ever just kind of stopped and stared as the clouds pass by in the sky? Have you ever taken a deep breath as you watch the leaves of the trees sway? What about looking at the dandelions that are growing between the cracks in the sidewalk? A busted down chain link fence hanging over an overgrown patch of land? The way a plastic bag drifts through the wind? I'm being very careful in how I'm trying to describe this because it goes beyond just nature, it goes beyond color and kind of folds into even industrialism in our society as a whole. Like the twinkle of the asphalt that you're driving down. Have you ever like walked down the street and taken a look at the asphalt, the pavement, and seen like the little sparkling as you're walking by and the sun reflects through it? There is an innate sense of wonder and bewilderment if you take the look at the world around you. Look at the way that I dropped my pen. Look at the way water refracts the light, the reflections, the fish in the water. Look at how when the duck dives its head down, how its head appears 3 inches to the left. When that big semi truck releases a bunch of smog into the air, and yeah, it smells so gross, it smells so disgusting. But watch as the smoke drifts through the wind and fades out. There is inherent beauty in the world. You just gotta be willing to look for it. You gotta be willing to play in the snow. You gotta be willing to splash in those puddles. To find a good stick, pick up those golden leaves. Follow the trail left behind by a snail. Have you ever had a little bag of oranges and it's like a little, how do I describe it? Like a little net around the oranges. Now you could look at that and you're like, okay, it's just a bag of oranges. Like the netting's just, I mean, the oranges are in the netting, right? But look how the netting changes shape and forms around the oranges. Look at how it's small where there's no orange and then it expands where the orange is pressed against it. Look at that shape. Play in the snow. I drink a lot of soda, specifically from soda cans, and there's something about the shape of a soda can that really interests me. It has a bunch of different curves and edges. It's very shapely, right? And it's also shiny. It's a shiny thing. Now, I'm not a crow. While I like shiny things, it's not like I'm gonna collect this soda can specifically because it's shiny. But I can look at it and I could see how the light reflects off of the different um the different faces of the can. There's so much beauty in the world. Play in the snow and never lose that childlike sense of wonder. I don't want to grow up and be like those older guys from my church where I'm not fascinated by the snow, you know? I think even if I was their age, personally, I'd prefer to still play in the snow. I'm leaving today. I know I just got back, but I'm leaving today. Not for very long. It's probably only going to be for an hour. I'm being dramatic. But I'm going to go for a walk. And I'm going to take a few photos during my walk. And I'm going to show you the beauty that I'm seeing. The beauty that I'm observing in my own life. Because there's a specific area that I really want to showcase for this Curtis Talks. So without further ado, here is that slideshow. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you're not already subscribed, please consider subscribing. hitting that notification bell to get notified when I upload a video. If you're not following already, please consider following me on Twitter, Instagram, and supporting me on Patreon, all at CurtisDoesADig. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys enjoy the slideshow. Have a good one.